Hello YouTubers, this is Anubifier. In speaking with Virpil this week, it's very likely that I'm going to be able to review their new CM2 throttle. This is fantastic news for everyone, and that sparked a conversation with a longtime channel backer in Discord. It mainly focused on our past experiences with the flight model over the years. The conversation ended up focusing on the newer implementation of the throttle binds and the new accelerator limits. And of course, that became this video. I have a fully detailed video about the history of the flight model that's linked up for you right now. That video really struck a chord within the community a couple months ago, with some great discussion and some polarized points of view. I ask that you please have a look if that sounds interesting. It took a couple weeks to piece together, and if you haven't seen it, I promise you that it won't be a waste of your time. Moving on. Normally I like to explore topics like this, flesh out the history, examine what we have now, assess what we've lost, offer a solution, present it as a video, and then read your feedback, and then start again. With patch 3.6, a new set of bindable functions were added. Cruise control, which is part of IFCS, will maintain the target speed. The acceleration limiter, which reduces the thruster output by a percentage like a dimmer switch. Speed limiter absolute, which sets the target speed that the ship is going to try to achieve and maintain. And limit toggle. This lets you quickly switch from your set speed to unlimited. These work very well for joystick pilots, but where they truly offer an advantage is for keyboard and mouse pilots who only have on-off due to the binary nature of most keyboards. So being able to set the acceleration limiter to, let's say, 10% would give a keyboard or joystick pilot more granularity and precision, basically dumbing down the input. This is very reminiscent of precision mode from earlier patches. Limit toggle is also reminiscent of what was called cruise mode. I really like the implementation of speed limiter. The pilot can choose to leave it at the SCM mark and get the most acrobatic performance available from the ship for space combat, which is why the acronym SCM is Space Combat Maneuvering. And as a pilot, I can choose to extend beyond SCM a little bit and trade some maneuverability for that velocity. Speed limit absolute is directly affected by the acceleration limiter. In many ways, I like how the acceleration limit works, specifically having to do with managing heat signatures for stealthy flight. As a pilot, I can choose to reduce the overall output by 60%, and run a reduced signature, but with slightly dumpier performance. Perfect for sneaking around, but it can be easily returned to normal instantly with a simple push on one axis. So here we come to the part of the video where I start asking for functionality. We have a bind within IFCS, which is space brake. It doesn't quite work like it worked before. Before 3.6, it would fire whatever available combination of available thrusters in whatever direction you needed to zero out all motion. It would fire everything that you had, and if you hit boost at the same time, it would work even better. It was perfect when negotiating crowded landing areas. It was perfect to save your bacon when you realize that you're headed for an asteroid. It was Star Citizen's holy crap button, and I used it quite frequently. So now if you happen to be flying with the acceleration limit set to 50%, the brake is only half effective, and I hope that this suggestion seems simple. I know that I will be relying on this feature in the future to lower my output to keep a lower profile. But I also know that I would rather blow my cover than to blow up by colliding into an object. Why not add a second brake binding called emergency brake? This would work just as before and override whatever the ship's settings were and stop the ship as fast as possible. This would compromise your IR signature, but like I said, it would be better than crashing into a rock. I think I would have brake on my left stick and I would have emergency brake on my right. I think I understand what they're trying to do here, but I think we could benefit from having two separate binds for brakes. So now it's up to you. Can you please post a comment about what you think? The discussion that I had with backers that started this video also had a couple topics to do with the flight model. I've decided to tackle them each with their own no bullshit style video, so please stay tuned for that so you don't miss them. This video has a better effect on development with a wider audience, so if you liked the video and got something out of it, please share it with a friend or org mate. This is a community supported channel that operates ad-free. Fly safe, and I'll see you in the verse.